every Monday and especially Thursday. Just reposting.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, boxing world. Bars of Hoops Radio presents AB Boxing News Podcast Show. I'm Antonio Baez with
Southpaw Melo.
and
the nose on an urban legend.
there you have it, the dynamic trio, like the Three Musketeers.
There we go.
Anyway, guys, first off, Southpaw Melo, how's everything?
Everything's good.
Nose Hunter?
Man, I took a little spillover this weekend, man. A little accident on our beautiful city streets that are taken care of very well. But I made it here today. You know, little limp, little clutches, but I'm here.
There you have
That's it. That's it.
There you have it, Nose Hunter, fighting through adversity, and he's here. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in, Bars of Hoops Radio, and guys, another week, another Thursday night, we're in the building, but we got to recap last week's fights. So, first topic, big fight over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The Zone, Matchroom Boxing, in the evening, in Texas. We had Virgil Ortiz defeat Maurice Mo Hooker. Southpaw, what was your thoughts about this fight?
Virgil Ortiz is a beast, man. He's definitely a beast. He's still young. He can still grow. He's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
All right. Nose Hunter?
Look, Virgil Ortiz, great fight. Shout out to Maurice Hooker. Fought his heart out. Things happen in boxing. We get caught. We get caught with hard punches. This is why boxing is one of the most dangerous sports on the planet. I feel Virgil Ortiz has a lot of potential, man. But I wouldn't throw him as of yet. Maybe a fight or two more. Throw him in there with the veteran sharks at 147. The Thurmans, the Crawfords now, the Porters. He's not quite ready. But he's getting there. He's very impressive. Heart of a lion.
Definitely. I mean, my take on the fight, I had Virgil, being the favorite to win the fight. But I must say, Mo came there and he put up a fight. I know he wasn't victorious, but he also, I could tell by his hand, and I did see the photo, it looked like he popped a couple bones in one of his hands. So that's what he was saying. And unfortunately, the crowd was giving him tough love after the fight, and anybody that saw the footage, he basically was cursing at the fans.
Yeah.
And this is what fans don't understand, man. Just like how you said with the hands, you don't know what a fighter is going through. I mean, we can look at a situation with a hand situation when Rigondeaux lost to Lomachenko, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had hand problems and things like that. Only thing the fans remember is that, well, he gave up on a stool. Well, we don't, at that level, when you're dealing with elite opposition, elite opponents, one injury can offset your whole game. That can cost you a couple of rounds right then and there, and cost you a loss, or even get caught at TKO. It only takes that hand to drop a little bit.
Definitely, I think it's one of those things where everybody's like a big critic. Media, even casual fans or just boxing fans. Everybody screaming. I remember I seen a meme yesterday, and it really caught my attention. It reminded me. It reminded me of what half of us do. We're yelling at the TV, throw your jab more, throw your jab more. And then you're like, wait a second. How much do I weigh? Oh, yeah. I'm a heavyweight complaining about a welterweight throwing a jab. Let me shut up because obviously there's a reason why they're not throwing the jab more. You know what I mean? I'm not in their position. I'm not fighting Terence Crawford. So who am I to talk? Terence Crawford will knock me out in 5 seconds.
I get it. Coming from fighting backgrounds, me and Dez, we use 16-ounce gloves in sparring, and they use 8-ounce gloves. I hurt my hand before in sparring. That is not fun. I threw an uppercut and landed on an elbow, and it threw my whole game off. I had to take a second. And imagine with 8-ounce gloves, man. Those gloves there's no padding in there.
You know what's so bad about hitting the elbow, Melo? I hit an elbow throwing uppercut to a body in an exhibition at Staten Island. See, the thing about it, you feel that pain, the adrenaline's rushing. You don't feel that pain right when it happens. You feel the impact.
Yeah, you feel a little bit.
As you go back and the next round's about to come, and you're about to come out, you're like, oh wow, this hand is starting to swell up, and I don't want to throw it. So sometimes guys, you try to buy time, like Mayweather, right? When Mayweather first broke his hand, That's the only time we ever see Mayweather touch the canvas.
Right.
Yeah. He touched his own canvas because his
not the only time, but
the one count. yeah, the one count.
The one that counted.
Yeah,
right, the one that counted.
yeah.
With his dad fight, his
hand definitely did touch the floor.
Right. But with that pain, happening, I can understand, what's going through your mind. You're not confident in your body anymore. Just like me, I'm suffering from a knee injury right now. I might need surgery. Who knows? You're not confident in your body. Even if I felt 100%, I'm not confident in exploding and taking off. What does this knee do? And that's why a lot of fighters who fight through injuries. Even we saw Anthony Yarden Kovalev. Maybe he had an injury. These those things that he didn't complain about. As a warrior, you're not going to complain about, man, this ain't right, man. I didn't get sleep last night. They hit my bags. I didn't get good sleep. I have a headache. I got a migraine. Imagine the female fighters. I'm on my menstrual period.
Right.
The fight doesn't go. But only thing the fans care about is
win or lose.
Oh, you lost. I'm counting you out. And that's it. And that's a horrible thing for fans to see, man. Warriors put their life on the line. It's dedication.
Definitely. It's a tough thing. And, it reminds me, I mentioned this a few weeks ago with the whole Roy Jones years ago. He got in a motorcycle accident and he fought with one hand. We're talking way back in the day, though.
But Roy Jones, too,
special fighter, too.
But Roy Jones was so fast, athletic, man. He made wrong right.
He definitely did.
I mean, I never met a man that lead with a hook and catch you. So the bell will come up and boom, like Prince Nassim and Roy Jones will lead with a hook. Not even a jab, a hook.
He parried on the inside too sometimes on the southpaw and then throw the hook over.
Man.
Unorthodox.
Man, you mentioned Prince Nassim, man. I seen video of him this week and it just reminded me of how good he was.
My man Barrera put him to
it just the hand speed was just at that time was just at a special level.
But we can't talk about Barrera because we've seen many fighters from Mexico put glitches and guys that we thought were the Matrix.
With
brought a nice labor hammer and smashed the computer board.
With what though? With textbook style and boxing
and grit.
Look at Barrera, textbook style, right? Tight guard, 1-2s, easy regular textbook style boxing,
and movement in and out and grit.
Grit, that's it. Yeah.
Orlando Salido, grit.
Definitely.
And low blows.
Hey, punch the hip sometimes.
Low shots. Hey.
No, it's hard sometimes because when you sparring, you don't really see you throw a shot. Sometimes it wanders a little low. It's not on purpose.
Hey, look, we always have the best. Sometimes punch the hip a little bit, right? Slide on the legs.
You could break your hand that way though. That's what happened to Gaddy. He broke his hand on Mickey Ward's hip.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And he still fought and won.
Absolutely
right. Definitely. So guys, just overall, Virgil Ortiz took care of business. He was the favorite. I thought Mo put up a pretty good fight. Unfortunately, he got caught with a nice body shot, a couple body shots that led to him, overall losing and the fight being stopped. And just overall, Virgil Ortiz, I give him a, overall grade. I gave him a B. I wanted to see just a little more for him, but I'm glad that his opposition went up.
Yeah,
it got better.
Yeah.
So bigger, better things for Virgil Ortiz. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. That's why I made the statement of, he's still young and he still has, a lot of potential to grow.
Did you see the? And this is what cracks me up about social media. I'm not gonna name names who put it up. Someone put a meme up of Thomas Hearns and Virgil Ortiz.
Oh my goodness!
And they said, "Well, who will win this battle?" And I'm like, you can't compare Maurice Hooker to Tommy Hearns. And it's just like, let's not rush this dude. Let this dude build his legacy, Virgil Ortiz, and let him be great in his era. We're talking about a fighter from 3 generations ago, of boxing, and that's why I just had to mention that. That really cracked me up. I think don't make this man a hype job, which he's not. He's a great prospect that is achieving great things right now. And us as fans and us in media, we cannot jump the gun because it's some of us in media that are doing that.
I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are playing bandwagon too, media and boxing fans. Mm-hmm. They're on somebody's side, then they take an L and now they jump ship. Yeah, where's the loyalty?
And which is horrible, and that's horrible for the fighter too, man, because they're human too. How would you like to see somebody say you take one loss And they say, "Oh, did he fall off? Is his career over?" This is the only era of boxing where one guy takes a loss. Oh, his career is over. He fell off. What he used to be. I said, the man took one loss.
Well, I mean, when you say one loss and you say what you just said about people think his career is over, one person pops in my head big time. Keith one-time Thurman took one loss to Manny Pacquiao, and everybody's, he went from being that guy at one, now he's 5, 6, 7 right now.
Yeah, I ate like. And the Keith Thurman thing too was just
but
because
he's been plagued with.
he got sloppy and he fell asleep behind the wheel. But it was a 12-round fight, and some people might even have Keith Thurman winning that fight. I mean,
close fight.
It wasn't like you lost to one of the greatest of all time that has almost 70 professional fights in. I mean, we've seen James Toney do that to prospects or guys that were in the middle of their career, and beat them. You can't elite fighter losing to a experienced elite fighter that has seen every style, including Floyd Mayweather. You can't. I mean, one time right now could come back and beat a lot of these top welterweights, even as is.
Yep. But then he was also plagued with injuries, man. I wish him the best though, because he was a beast.
Well, he has a style that makes him injury prone.
Yeah, I wanna see him back in the ring soon.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to see Keith one time. Man. I'm always going to be a big fan of Keith one time.
That Porter fight with him was war.
And he pushed asses in seats too because he fought Robert. Did he fight? He fought Robert Guerrero? No, he didn't fight Robert Guerrero.
Yes, he did.
He did. Right?
Robert Guerrero.
Thurman fought Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, they fought in L.A.
He fought L.A.
Yeah,
and he beat Porter and he beat Danny Garcia, and he said he told Danny Garcia, "This is the second time I'll beat a daddy's boy."
Right, I was there at that conference. Definitely. Shout out from IG Live. Shout out Chris Williams Boxing. He also has a podcast show every week. I want to give Chris a big shout out. Thanks for tuning in, Chris. And now, guys, Terence Crawford was in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence was in the building at the Virgil Ortiz Maurice Hooker fight. Virgil Ortiz had some words. He said, ready or not, I want to fight Terence Crawford. You guys believe in the hype or not?
I believe in it. Like I said, we've seen. Look, just like you said, Virgil Ortiz. So we had what's the Ortiz that fought Mayweather?
Victor Ortiz.
So we will have guys with an aggressive style like that are willing to say, like, you know what, I want to fight the top guy in the game. Mm-hmm. I want to fight him. That can definitely happen because he was one of them. Came a win over Berto. You know what I'm saying? For Maidana. Like he came. He had one of those type of. He's got one of those type of styles. He's got one of those type of mentalities. So we can see it happen. If Crawford beats him, just we'll see how he can bounce back.
Definitely, I just think, sadly, lately in boxing we're hearing too much. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy, and ain't shit happening.
Exactly.
So that's my problem now. My problem is, listen, I think Virgil Ortiz could be a great fighter. He's on his way. Hopefully, I want to see him fight better and better competition, which he's on his way. But all these guys, I want to fight Crawford. I want to fight Spence. Charlo goes, I want to fight Benavidez. Oh, I want to fight Canelo.
But then he said and then he got to get the COVID shot, and I'm not fighting anybody under 25. And
exactly, the Southpaw Miller. That's my point. Like all these fighters in the last year or two, I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy, but it never happens. So let's stop pretending it's going to happen.
And let me tell you, Melo, and we're both from the same generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same age. We guys like us could say that because we're at a stage in life where it doesn't matter. We wanted to fight Jake Paul.
Oh, I still want to fight Jake Paul.
I would. If we were both had the opportunity, we would fight Jake and Logan Paul. I would fight.
There you go. On the same card.
I would fight Logan Paul at cruiserweight, and you would fight Jake Paul at wherever he's at right now.
That's it. AB Boxing News Shorts, we in there.
But but I do feel let fighters do that. I think it's bringing a good era of boxing where they all call people out. But the problem is the call outs and then the excuses. I do agree with you, Antonio, is that you can't be calling out big dog, barking, and like, I don't have time. This is going on in my camp. Right. COVID. Like that. Back in the day, guys used to call each other out all the time. George Foreman called out Mike Tyson. He wanted to fight with Mike Tyson. Well, guess what? Back in that era, they both would have fought each other. Maybe Foreman would have fought Tyson more. Tyson would have fought Foreman. That's a lot of
right.
It's a juggernaut.
But it's just what I mentioned. Those Hunter. It's like, oh, ready or not, Virgil Ortiz says I'll fight Crawford. But like, let's be realistic. Like, there's so many things that go into a place of a fight. Is it going to be a purse bid? Number one. Number two, can the deal be reached? What network or pay per view? Who's going to get A side money, B side money?
It's like
split promotions.
And mom did when you see that those things on the internet where like the dogs are walking at each other behind the gate, and then when they open the gate, the dogs just run away.
Definitely. On IG Live, shout out Scooter, one of the best strength and conditioning coaches.
Shout out Scooter.
Shout out Scooter. He does great work with Edgar Belanga. Also,
strength conditioning series.
Also, Mr. The Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, and many more. So shout out to Scooter on IG Live. Appreciate you tuning in.
Yes, sir.
But guys, like I was saying, it's like to me, be careful what you say, because now we got fighters backpedaling. I hear Benavidez, I want to fight Canelo, and then what? 3-4 weeks later, let me fight Charlo first, so then I'll be ready for Canelo. So then don't say it then.
Or maybe he's being a realist and realizing he probably not going to get that fight. He has no belt right now.
Well, think before you say something. Then.
Yeah, I mean they trying to amp it up to get it.
You know who they don't call out? They don't call out Edgar Belanga. They don't call that out. Even me, even someone like me, if I was in his weight class, I wouldn't call him out. I said, I might, we could all give him a couple of good rounds, but he got that one one bullet, and he got the bullet in the golden gun, and he only got to tap you one time, and it's clinch time, or them legs is going, and that's it. Nobody's calling out.
He puts pressure.
He's the boogeyman.
He puts pressure.
The pressure, but also too the scary thing about it, he's explosive. And he can box too.
Yeah.
Nobody calling him out. I don't hear Plant calling him out. I don't hear no guys at the 160. So the call outs are very selective.
Well, how much social media has, influenced a lot of these call outs? Because, before Instagram and all that, you have to show up at a press conference like Shannon Briggs on some Clubber Lang and call people out.
You have to have heart.
Now you jump on a live and you start calling people out, then you got, fighters going back and forth on lives.
Definitely. I think Southpaw makes a great point. I think people are calling out guys for attention.
Yeah.
Is it real?
They want to be Instagram influencers.
Well, you also, too, you understand this, too. Like, these fighters are having so much layups, they're probably running out of money, and they need to get their Instagram followers up. So call-outs, they have their hands on other things outside of boxing, which generate money, like merchandise and stuff like that. So let me make a big, be loud in the room because I know nobody's fighting. So, well, let me make a big stick in here and say, oh, yeah, I want Pacquiao. And I'm 3 weight classes smaller than him.
I think everybody wants Pacquiao.
It's also a good way to stay relevant. Look at Broner. He's always talking something, but he keeps himself relevant.
What the thing about Broner is that one thing I will say about Broner, win or lose, Broner going to fight anybody. And that's one thing I say about Broner. Broner will go and fight a middleweight. He'll fight Triple G if you put him in.
Yeah, he don't care.
Definitely. I mean, definitely we can go back and forth with that. Also wanted to mention today calling in, we have Team Brody, Brandon Chambers fighting on the April 24th card at the 2300 Arena with Jetter Promotions. So he's 3-0. He'll be calling in very soon. And I look forward to hearing from him. I was able to interview him about a month ago. And daytime, he's a cop. Nighttime, he's a fighter. So we look forward to seeing him call in really soon, which is great. And had a great interview with him about a month ago. And he'll be calling in very soon. So I look forward to hearing the update about his training for his upcoming fight, April 24th in Philly, which AB Boxing News looks to be in the building. Myself, truly, Antonio Baez with the Nose Hunter. We look forward to making an appearance back in Philly, which it's been a while since I've been in Philly, about a year and a half.
Can we get a cheesesteak?
I never had one. You know what's crazy? I never had one. So we're gonna have, and I'm gonna shout out my boy Rockman from Fight Hype.
Yeah, definitely.
He's from Philly, and actually he might be going to the fight, and hopefully we'll link up. And I'm gonna tell him, show me to the best That's cheesesteak.
I need a real cheesesteak, man. We got chopped cheese in New York. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Oh, Tevin Farmer after he beat what was that guy, Carroll or whatever.
Yeah, Carroll.
Yeah, he's like, yo, I'm gonna
dope.
beat you and I'm gonna take you to get a Philly cheesesteak, and he did though.
Yo, shout out to Tevin Farmer though, man. Definitely a very cool fighter.
Definitely great guy. Actually, I was able to go to his gym before about a year and a half ago. Nice guy, great respect. But guys, like I said, great fight. Virgil Ortiz took care of business. Took care of business. Just going forward, I don't know. I don't think the Crawford fight will happen. Who would I like to see him in the fight with? Honestly, I just don't know right now. Honestly,
Crawford experience, man.
Right, but
honestly, like I'm not even trying to downplay Virgil Ortiz.
Right.
We don't want to see a fighter out experience that young by a lion at the end of his prime, or in the mid to the end of his prime. That's on fire right now. Crawford's on fire. Nobody can figure out a code to beat this man. I think that nobody should jump in that fire right now. Let Crawford. We only talk about Crawford and Spence. If that's not solved, that Cold War is not over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, what was interesting is that Terence Crawford was, he did an interview live with the Zone, and in the past, I haven't really seen him doing that much.
Yeah.
So for him to do that called my attention. I said, "Whoa, he's willing to talk on the Zone."
Is he a free agent?
Not yet, but from what I hear, his contract's ending this year, the end of the year. So I think we could see the jump. So
good job, BBC.
We'll see. I mean, to be honest, Terence Crawford is a pound for pound fighter. He's got to get paid. So
the Zone's doing their thing, man.
He might be an independent. Zone does not mind working with independent promoters.
And we know Eddie Hearn is not shy about throwing money around just to get some cards good.
Right. I think Eddie Hearn is so far 2021. He's definitely doing his thing.
Eddie Hearn is Santa Claus right now. He's giving a lot of payment gifts to a lot of good fighters too. Like, he's a very smart man. He knows he definitely knows how to promote, and I think he was very underestimated to get started because we have so many veterans. I'm not going to call them old dogs in the game, but we have a lot of veterans that in the promotion game, and they slept on their because it's like, oh, these companies ran by young tech nerds. What do they know about boxing? Look at them now. They have so many downloads, and they're streaming Bellator's on there.
Yeah, I think they got Bellator on there. Yeah.
So right now with boxing, come on, Anthony Joshua.
And then they got a lot of classic fights on there too.
Right.
So they have all of Oscar De La Hoya's fights and stuff like that. Triple G fights.
It's brilliant because it's like, like I said, he's going to surprise everybody this year with he got his hand in the Fury Joshua fight. So,
definitely. But guys, we're gonna jump. That was Saturday, but now we're gonna jump. We're gonna jump into other fights that happened last week. So we had an upset on Thursday night. NBCSN in Puerto Rico had the favorite Alberto Machado, and he had dropped his opponent Angel Fierro twice before the 6th round. And surprisingly, Machado got knocked out. I got this probably one of the upsets of the year for right now. So people that don't know, Machado was the hometown favorite in Puerto Rico to get the W. He dropped Angel twice, but in the 6th round, Machado got dropped with a shot, and he did not recover. The ref called the fight, and that's it.
That's the fight game, man.
Right.
You gotta be 120% for the whole 12 rounds.
Right.
Man, this ain't playing Scully. This ain't playing handball, man. This is combat.
Right. And tonight, actually, another Thursday night fight. So we have the return of Amanda Serrano. So she makes her return.
8-division champ.
8-division champ. There's a lot of argument between her and Krista Shields. Who is really the GOAT?
You know what I'd love to see? And I think this will be and this is right now the golden age of women's boxing. I have to say that, right? It's not the early age. It's the golden age. Women's boxing started, late 70s? I say it's a golden age. She's like Willie Pep, and Clarissa Shields like Ray Robinson. You can't really compare both. One's above 160, and the other one is under 160.
Right, definitely.
I would love to see an exhibition between both of those two, just for whatever. I would love to see a friendly exhibition between both of them. I think they're both great in their own way. In my opinion, Serrano is the GOAT, but she's an
overachiever, man. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, she does MMA, she does boxing, she does it all.
But you know what they'll say? In today's world, they'll count that she has one loss. Why they can't call her a GOAT? But the accolades and the championships, nobody's done it. Who's done it in women's boxing? Nobody's got 8 divisions.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people say Sugar Ray Robinson was one of the greatest boxers of all time, and look at his record.
Bar none, yeah.
Right.
79 and 19.
Definitely, guys. Also on the card, tonight's card, we have Abimo Ortiz versus Eduardo Baez. It's an 8-round bantamweight showdown. So that's also the co-main event on that card. Check it out tonight. MBSN/Twitch. The return of Amanda Serrano. But also, guys, I gotta discuss. We had the return in Russia. Top-ranked ESPN. Those who were tuning in on ESPN got a treat in Russia Saturday at 2 o'clock. They had the return of Beterbiev.
Oh,
so
man.
People, I saw the. I mean, I was lucky enough to catch the end because I was at work. But overall, he took care of business. 10th round knockout, and it was a fight I expected him to win.
But his opponent did well. His opponent did well for what was expected.
For what was expected.
It wasn't a walkthrough for Beterbiev. Beterbiev is a dangerous man. He's a very dangerous man. He is hittable. He's not a boxer. He's a puncher. He's a puncher in every way. But I do feel we do need a puncher like that in boxing. We do need like a Triple G type fighter at the end. I can't compare him to Triple G. They're both 2 different type of guys, 2 different weight classes. But not the most defensive, not the best movement, but iron chin, grit, always in shape. He will take a shot and counter you at the same time. That's how tough this guy is. Like it will really take a special fighter or maybe like a technical boxer to really beat him. You can't go toe to toe with this guy. Like it's like suicide.
That's playing with dynamite.
Dynamite, right?
Yep.
Like boxing a guy like him, you have to have a good jab, good footwork. Keep him frustrated. I don't see a guy like a Bivol beating him.
No, you need a multifaceted skill set. You need to be able to, keep him at bay and at the same time get your points. Move around and outpoint him.
Yeah, like I feel like a Marcus Brown and him would be a great fight. I would love to see those 2 go at it. It's 2 different styles, and it's very, very entertaining. And we don't know who would get who.
Okay. I mean, it looks like the way Top Rank has everything arranged, April 10th, we're going to get the fight that was postponed with Smith and Vlasov.
Okay, yeah.
And the winner is in place to fight Beterbiev.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to that. It seems like it's going to happen. Hopefully it does. But, guys, there was another fight also on the card on Saturday. Earlier in the day, the Zone had another card in the UK. And it had Lawrence Olaki defeated, now 16-0. Lawrence Olaki defeated Krzysztof Galaki by knockout. And Lawrence Olaki, it was for a vacant belt. And now, Olaki, his dream has come true. He promised his mom he would win a belt, a championship. He brought the belt home to mom. And I was able to see the footage on the Zone. Great moment at the house.
That's a motivation to guys like me who started boxing very late, man. Like, look what he came from. He said, "What, McDonald's to that?" I mean, working in blue
long road,
jobs,
long road,
and be able to get the cruiserweight belt.
Yep,
unbelievable. Like, I mean, that's a Rocky story at its best. Like when they say it's never too late, man, it's really never too late in those type of stories. I mean, for the age he is.
Yeah, people don't realize with these boxers, they just say, oh, yeah, they get paid all this money to go and fight. No, they don't realize how much training you got to put in. A lot of these fighters, especially the up-and-coming fighters, they're not making money like that, so they have to have 1 or 2 jobs on top of trying to train.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got some fighters that have the money so they can train all day long. Look at Mayweather. All he does is train.
Right. But Mayweather earned that,
Oh, yeah.
You don't understand. It's like these guys, man, come on, you go to the amateurs fight free all the way to the Olympics and not getting paid.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you know what? $30 to $40 million before the middle of his career is well earned. That's why I say stories like this is great, and he's just at the beginning, man. I would love to see him fight Angel Tapiti or somebody up that. Maybe even go to heavyweight one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
If he can make the weight.
Definitely. I look forward to that. And other news, we have the announcement of Jesse Vargas being the co-main event May 8th at the Canelo Saunders card. Right now, there is no opponent for Jesse Vargas, but I'd like to see him back in the mix.
Yeah, I mean,
How about a Broner rematch?
That would be good.
Well, I don't think it'll happen only because he'll be fighting on the zone. He's going to be the co-main event to Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Sanders. Well,
we got a call.
Phone call. Antonio Baez with AB Boxing News Podcast. Who's calling? Calling in?
It's Brody, the head of chamber.
There we go. My man Brody. What's going on? It's your boy Antonio Baez, also with Southpaw Melo.
What's going on, bro?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
What's going on, everyone?
Everything's good, man. Thank you for calling in. I know you just finished training, and the big nights. We're approaching April 24th next month. I look to be in the building. I look to see you, shine under the bright lights and get the W. So right now you're 3-0, and you look to be 4-0. Brody, tell us your preparation going into this fight.
I'm at a new gym, which is in Decatur, Georgia. I'm boxing with Coach Mustafa's boxer.
On Glenwood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of defense, but he's also he's keeping me aggressive too. So we're working that, and also like a kind of sparring. Like my sparring partner tonight, me and him went 6 hard rounds tonight. So like I'm feeling really good, and I know on the 24th we'll be walking away with the W.
Definitely.
Nice.
Now, you look to be 4-0. You're going to be fighting at the 2300 Arena. Can you tell us a little more about Jeddah Promotions and your association with them?
Yes, Jeddah Promotions, Tony and Kristen, like they've done a lot for me. Like without Tony, I kind of wouldn't even be living out my dreams. I had met Tony when I was a Baltimore City police officer. He did his ride along with me. I had told him that I was going to do his amateur cards when I was much younger in 2010, and then he remembered me from then. He was like, "Oh my God, you had long dreadlocks," and after that, everything just took off. Like it also helped me get more serious in boxing because he actually gave me the opportunity to fight on a pro card. So like I'm very grateful to him and Kristen for that.
Definitely.
Okay. How you doing? It's Southpaw Melo. How's everything, bro?
Hey, Southpaw. Everything's good.
All right. Quick question. Which fighters would you say were like a great inspiration to your style?
Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Tito Trinidad.
Nice.
And Bernard Hopkins.
Nice. I love Trinidad, man.
You got a great mix right there.
Yeah.
We got action, defense, and skill set on all three fighters.
Oh, it was going, man. It's the nose hunter, the urban legend.
Okay. What's going on,
just I know Coach Mustafa as well. I just want you to tell our listeners about the 1,000 squats and the suicides he has y'all do. Like, tell me at the training, like when people see Mustafa on Instagram, they just see like a lot of technical drills, a lot of technical, defensive moves. But can you just like educate all of us, our listeners, about like training, the conditioning that you get put through?
Man, that training and conditioning you get with him is serious. It's like nothing I have ever been through. Like I feel like my legs are much stronger. You are definitely right. Like with like 1,000 or more squats per day, like squats, lunges, jumping. Lunges. But not only that, like with like the sprint, he took the sprint out one day and made us do duck walk up and down the driveway, which was so hard it killed my legs. But I know like all in the end is really going to pay off. Like I love him for that.
And and there's also too is like he does get it's very intense in there. Like I remember I was just working out there. I never sparred in there. I would love to one day. And it's like it's everything about him is like building like character. Would you say like all the things he make you go through is just about like mental toughness?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and honestly, in the gym, in the doghouse, it's very hard to farm, but like, there's no egos involved, and that's something that like I really like. And like, even though it's very hard to farm, like I'm comfortable doing so in there because like, there's no egos and it's nothing personal.
Yeah, I definitely did. I did notice that in the gym actually training that man. You actually want to keep working out in there. It's a place you don't really want to leave.
Right.
Definitely.
Absolutely not.
So Brody, as far as this fight, I mean, we're getting close to it. Any butterflies? Any shakes?
Always, man. Like anytime I step into the ring, whether it's sparring or like, it's always the nervousness is there, but the nervousness is good though.
Okay. Now, Saturday there was a big fight. There was Virgil Ortiz at 147 fighting Maurice Hooker, and Virgil
Right.
Ortiz took care of business. And Crawford was in the building, and Errol Spence was in the building. I don't know if you saw the fight or not, but I wanted to ask you. At 147, such a stacked division. I wanted to get your opinion. Who do you have as the head honcho at 147?
It's hard because like I like Spence and Crawford, but like I don't think that fight is gonna happen from what Terence is saying. But I'm gonna just probably go with Spence because like you like going to the body. I also like going to like the body, so I'm gonna go with my fellow body puncher.
Okay.
Yeah, body snatching, man.
I think with that, that fight also too, that switch hitting Crawford does, I don't think that'll work on Spence.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know. I got to be honest with everyone here, including you, Brody. I favored Spence for a long time, but I got to be honest. I'm changing my mind. I think Terence Crawford's speed. When I saw him fight live twice before, but when I saw him fight Amir Khan, and I was just amazed by his speed. And I've seen Spence fight a few times live before. I just think Terence Crawford's speed and also with the Spence incident, with the accident, I just see this fight being different now. I feel like Terence Crawford. I don't see them fighting in another year or two, possibly. But I think I got to favor Terence Crawford now.
It's gonna be speed versus power.
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be.
Absolutely.
And it'll be like Go ahead.
We just gotta see it. Like that's something I really want to see. Like wherever it is, I'll definitely fly out for that.
Yeah, I give the slight edge to Crawford too. I feel like he has more of a multifaceted skill set than Errol Spence does. He has a lot of room for adjustments to make adjustments while he's fighting.
True. I just want to see him fight.
Definitely. Now, before we let you go, I wanted to ask you about, tell everybody how they can reach you and through all your social media platforms.
Okay. I'm on Facebook. You can reach me as Brody Chambers. My main source that I'm on social media is my Instagram page. That's _king.brody. You can reach me there anytime.
There you have it. Brody, I want to thank you for calling in. I want to shout out Jetter Promotions. I want to thank Mr. Jet. Definitely. I want to thank Mr. Jetter for everything he's done for me so far. And Brody, I'm gonna be in the building. So one quick thing. How does your fight end April 24th?
It's gonna end with me winning.
All you can do is aim for the nose.
That's it. Yeah. Now he a body snatcher. He want to rip that body.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows falls off. Potato head.
Definitely. All right, Brody. I look to see you that night, actually. But before then, we'll definitely catch up. And I want to thank you for your time for calling in.
All right. Can I also give a shout out?
Of course.
Okay. I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Mustafa, Tony, and Kristen Jenner for giving me the greatest opportunity in the world in fighting professional. And to my old squad down at Baltimore City Police, the Eastern District.
Yes, sir.
There you
All
have
right.
it.
Thank you for
Yo,
calling in, sir.
good luck with that W, bro. And I can't wait to see you fight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Take care. There you have it. Team Brody, Brandon Chambers. He looks to become 4-0, 3-0 right now. He returns April 24th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Like I said before, yours truly, Antonio Baez, also the Nose Hunter. We look to be in the building that night. So hopefully we see Brody with his devastating body shots take care of business.
He's gonna body snatch his way to a W.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Definitely shout out Jetter Promotions. Shout out Mr. Jetter for his support of AB Boxing News and what we're doing here. So, guys, as we move on to the next subject, we got to talk about Fight Week. And I should have mentioned this before because we got to fight a must-see matchup. This Saturday, we got Povetkin versus Dylan White Part 2. And I'm excited for this fight.
Somebody getting knocked out. I don't care who it is. I just want to see power punches, and I just want to see another exciting fight. And this is a fight that the fans are not going to be disappointed. Man, heavyweight boxing is back.
That uppercut, that counter uppercut was beast. I thought Dylan White died.
Oh,
yeah.
Just the way he dropped.
Oh, but Povetkin's a good counter puncher too.
Yeah,
He's a very underrated counter puncher though, and he showed it in that.
Yeah, he dipped off to the side, shot it right up, boom.
Now, what about a wilder Povetkin? If he does.
Oh, it was good. Supposed to happen years ago, actually. That fight was supposed to happen, and
things happened.
Yeah, Heyman had lost that purse bid, and Wilder went over there to the UK, and right before. Povetkin failed his test.
He popped, right? He popped top.
Right when he was on his way there. So, until we get into that matchup, the recap for the first fight was Dylan White was taking care of business. He dropped Povetkin twice the round before, and then in the sixth, he got dropped, and that's all she wrote. He got knocked out, or the clean version.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I look forward to this fight. I think this is a must-see fight. And Southpaw Melo, who do you got winning this fight?
I think Dylan White's gonna make some adjustments. I think he's not gonna get overconfident and slip up. But Povetkin is tough. He's gonna keep coming forward and putting pressure. And I think Povetkin might come out with the W still.
Okay, so you're leaning towards Povetkin.
Yeah.
Hunter?
I can lean towards Dylan White. I think Dylan White's going to try to box a little bit more, use his jab a little more. A lot of clinching, a lot of holding. I think it's going to be in the back of his mind what Povetkin is and how dangerous he is. I think it's going to be a safe close UD.
Okay. I mean, me personally, what a tough matchup for me. I got this fight being 50-50 down the line. And the reason why I say that is because Dylan White, he's a good boxer. He's a good fighter at heavyweight. But the problem I see with him in the past too, when he throws certain punches, he's leaving himself really open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with the Joshua fight, and Anthony Joshua is not a very dynamic fighter. So if you leave something wide open, you can catch him at will. Joshua was catching him at will at times. Dylan White sometimes does just come forward. He doesn't give angles, and this is why I say I'm always a big Tyson Fury fan, because Tyson Fury is probably one of the only few heavyweights, and Luis Ortiz that gives you different looks and different angles.
Okay, fair enough. So you're leaning towards Hunter. You're leaning towards again.
I'm gonna give it to Dylan White this time. I think Dylan White, he's not gonna knock him out. I think Dylan White's gonna try to box a little bit more. He's gonna be a little more cautious, a little bit more clinching on close exchanges, because Povetkin is very dangerous on the inside. And it's going to be a safe fight, a safe UD. I would say 116, 112.
Okay. Now, as far as me, I did say 50-50 fight. I think if the fight goes early, if the fight ends within 6 rounds, I'm going to lean towards Dylan White. I think he's going to be a little smarter this time. But if this fight goes the distance, I see Povetkin knocking him out. I think both fighters, this fight ends in a knockout. And I think this is a true make or break for these guys.
I wouldn't say a break.
I think if Dylan White loses this fight, I just don't see how he could come back from from back-to-back losses, especially if he wants to fight for a big title.
If he wants to, I think in the back of his mind, I think he will want a Wilder fight. I think a Wilder fight is something that he's going to have in the back of his mind, and I think if he has a convincing win,
Right.
That's something that's going to be thrown back on the table, and he will use leverage and say Wilder's avoiding him, he doesn't want to fight him. That could be further from the truth, but it's good marketing, and I think it's a fight that can be made and it can make big money.
Definitely, but the key thing is he has to win Saturday night.
Yes.
And as far as Povetkin, he let's say he knocks out White again, he's back in the mix.
Yep.
I would like to see him and Luis Ortiz down the road.
Povetkin?
Yeah, that'd be a nice fight.
That would be a technical fight. I think it would be a technical fight where they both. Luis Ortiz is a little bit more explosive. He's a little bit more athletic.
Definitely.
But they're both men that are kind of up in age.
Right.
And it's just two technicians or guys that are really thinkers. I mean, I would pay money to see that.
Right. But I definitely would enjoy to see that, actually.
King Kong, I think, is more of the technical fighter, though. You know, he got that Cuban style boxing.
You see the right hook he throws and the straight left.
And he steps to the outside. He steps to the outside lane and he traps you with his foot as he throws the right hook.
Yeah, he traps you on the outside and catches you straight. Yeah.
Little Southpaw tactics. Yeah, you know, that Cuban style of boxing, they're very tricky fighters. They rely a lot on footwork and feints and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I look forward to that fight. Must-see fight. I see it ending in knockout for either side. But you know, we'll see. Time will tell. But now, as we go into, I want to shout out Kelly Pavlik on IG Live, tuning into AB
Kelly Pavlik.
So shout out to Kelly Pavlik,
one of the greatest. Yeah, definitely.
True warrior, true legend. Definitely check out his Instagram. I reposted his videos this week. He's giving boxing knowledge, boxing gems to the people who don't know boxing fully. So people, pay attention. Follow Kelly Pavlik's Instagram. It seems like every week he's giving boxing knowledge and boxing gems. So definitely everybody tune in, follow on Instagram, Kelly Pavlik, and shout out Kelly Pavlik for supporting AB Boxing News and tuning in to us.
Shout out to also shout out to Kelly Pavlik, man, of being another Hall of Famer that's still giving back to boxing. There's giving out free gems, man, helps everybody, man.
Yeah,
I'm a person that also likes to watch veteran light heavyweights, the people of the past champions like Harold Johnson and fighters like that, and many greats that were before that in my weight class. So.
Right. So we got to respect our warriors from the past. So shout out Kelly Pavlik. And guys, we had more fight news this week. So we have the return of Tony Harrison, April 17th, PBC on Fox. We haven't seen Tony Harrison since his last loss in the rematch against Charlo. So I'm excited to see him April 17th in Los Angeles, PBC on Fox. It's a 10-round junior welterweight showdown. And he will be fighting Brian Perella. And Brian Perella has only one loss. And
great fight. Great comeback.
I think Tony has the right to get a tune-up right here. He hasn't fought in over
right in the middle of the pandemic in the summertime.
He fought in end of December, so it's getting close to a year and a half right now.
So a win you think would put the rubber match with Charlo
part 3
on the table? Well, it's 1-1.
I think they both. I think it's both high risk and low reward for both of them because they both could beat each other. We've seen Tony Harrison outbox Charlo, and we've seen Charlo stop Harrison.
We might see a pride thing.
It might be a pride thing, but I feel that it may not be really a build up to it. I don't think the money's behind both of them.
Yeah.
I think they both can go in both paths. I think Harris can stay at 154. Charles probably going to go up to 160 and, try to get, bigger fights. I don't think it's a person that Charlo wants to, entertain to being the champion.
Right.
He wants the big names and undefeated fighters. I think he still has a lot to prove. I mean, any man that has a pet Doberman is serious.
Right. What I do think is this, though. I think if Tony Harrison takes care of business April 17th, PBC on Fox, I think if he takes care of business, I would like to see him on a co-main event pay-per-view card, possibly an eliminator of, hopefully we see Charlo and Castano. That's 154, but
Harrison Castano.
Right. But I would like to see him possibly being on that card fighting an eliminator. And maybe next year we see part 3, Harrison Charlo 3.
I'm going to say that Tony Harrison, and hopefully he'll see this because I'm a big fan of Tony Harrison and I want him to beat Charlo. I like how slick he is. He's good at
Great guy too.
Just do this, please, as a fan.
What's that?
Don't get cute and just get the job done.
Okay.
Don't fall asleep behind the wheel. Don't fade. You can get the job done very well, and you can dominate 154. That's all I have to really say about that.
Okay. Also on this card for April 17th, co-main event, we have Omar Hoares versus Jesse Roman. So Jesse Roman, I think Hoares and Roman will be definitely a competitive fight, and that will be the co-main event on April 17th, PBC on Fox. So I'm looking forward to seeing the return of Tony Harrison, guys. But that's April 17th. That was announced this week. But also, we have a little pushback now. So Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola was scheduled to be April 24th. Now it's pushed back a week, and it'll be May 1st.
Okay.
So the question is this, guys. Nose Hunter, Southpaw Melo. They released this week. They changed the date, May 1st, but now they released the price of the pay-per-view. $49.95. No, Southpaw Melo. Are you buying come May 1st?
I don't think.
Tough
I don't
one?
think it's worth. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, who else is on the card?
Well, that we
don't know yet.
that will soon to be
Said.
announced. Yeah,
it depends on who else is on the card. Based on that one fight alone, I don't think I would want to pay
I'm sorry.
$49.95 for that.
What I have to mention, I did mention it before a few weeks ago. Landy Lara will make his return on that card. So my question is this:
maybe
right now it's not confirmed. There might be a PBC on Fox pre-pay-per-view show.
I think that price is a little steep. It better come with a Polo Ranchero meal.
What is that?
Pollo ranchero mío.
I don't know.
Because that's the only way I'm going to pay that fight. Just for one fight.
Well, that fight's in LA, and anybody nearby, I'm sure we can find some great food over there.
Yeah, definitely.
But Nose Hunter, you buying that night? $49.95.
Pollo Ranchero, and then I maybe think about it. It comes with a
Oh man, I don't know, man. You might just have to call me. You and Southpaw Melo, we might have to make our own food, and then
we'll Eddie, I'll put $15.
Yeah.
15.
Definitely. Then I'll do it. Yeah, $15.
I got a couple people. Yeah,
they're both in shape, so I think it's gonna be an exciting fight.
Speaking of that, so everybody knows Andy Ruiz has lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
I saw this week a picture of Chris Arreola. He has lost his gut.
Really?
Yes. This man has dropped over 25 pounds.
Ooh.
So Andy Ruiz looks like a cruiserweight.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. And Andy Ruiz had said this too in a statement earlier in the week. He knows that Chris is a warrior, and they knew each other growing up. So he knows going into this fight, he's expecting a war. And you know what? If it's a war, I'm definitely watching.
Yeah. And you know it's going to be a war, because remember, in California too, and the Mexican fans are not going to settle for anything less. They're not
going to Mexican bro
and paw at each other and feint and be cute and walk around the ring. There's going to be punches flying around, and that's what I want to see. And you know what? Noah's going to say it too. I'm out of work right now, but you know what? I'll order it.
You know what, guys? I think we all should
let's pitch in.
Let's all find a way. Let's watch this pay-per-view.
Definitely.
And we'll have some great food too. So
sounds good. You can get your pollo ranchero, all right?
Yeah, pollo ranchero.
It'll be a win-win for all of us. But anyway, guys, I want to shout out Cornflake. Shout out Cornflake watching IG Live. Cornflake is fighting Landy Lara.
Shout out to him, man.
Shout out.
So I got to shout out Cornflake right now, and we would love to have him call in on the show right before his fight. So
definitely.
I want to thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing from you about you possibly winning the biggest fight of your career, fighting Landy Lara.
Definitely passing the torch.
So definitely, Cornflake, shout out you, and we definitely would love to have you on the AB Boxing's podcast show in the future, and as we can discuss and break down your training and your way and your will to win the biggest fight of your career. So shout out Cornflake, and we look forward to talking to him very soon, hopefully very soon. And guys, in other news, there's going to be a purse bid. The purse bid is April 16th, the WBC orders. And I've been saying this for months. Nobody was believing me before the whole Ryan Garcia pack-out. Okay, I've been saying this, and finally it's going to work out. Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. There's a purse bid in place for April 16th. So unless they make a deal beforehand, which I think will happen, that's the next fight for Ryan Garcia.
I mean, he's earning it, man. You know what? And I like this new humble Ryan Garcia. I don't like the old Instagram Ryan Garcia. I mean, this man's going to be a very young legend, man, before 30 years old. And I feel like that's guaranteed, man. He's fighting anybody. He's not saying much anymore, and he just putting fighters on their ass, and that's about it.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's a good matchup for Ryan Garcia, and it's a realistic opponent.
Yeah.
I think sometimes all these fighters are aiming for A-level fighters. Just take care of B, C-level fighters first, and then see
He's
what
showing a
happens.
lot of. I like about Ryan Garcia. He's showing a lot of maturity as a fighter he's growing into. I definitely, when he knocked out, what was it, Fonseca? Was it Fonseca?
Yeah,
When he knocked out Fonseca, he showed great humility. And that's what made me start becoming a fan of Ryan Garcia. Doing the fast patty cake make work on Instagram and trying to throw punches real fast and show off Instagram. I really wasn't that. It was all kid stuff. But to me, it's like he's developed into a great man and even a greater fighter.
Yeah.
And I definitely have a lot of respect for him.
Cool. Definitely, I agree. And guys, in other news, it seems confirmed. May 29th, Mike Tyson Holyfield Part 3.
Oh, really? The last I heard was he turned down a $25 million
He did, but
offer.
Mike Tyson made a video and yesterday and said the fight is on.
Oh, man.
But Thriller is not involved in this deal, and they do not own the rights. So I do not know where this fight, as of right now, we do not know where this fight is taking place and what network.
I'm angry.
Because?
Why Tyson ain't fighting Shannon Briggs?
I want to see that.
I don't want Holyfield 60.
I mean, at the end of the day, Shannon Briggs, let's get him on the co-main event.
We gotta get him. Yeah,
let's get him and Roy Jones.
We gotta get him to call in again. I gotta call my boy Shannon Briggs, man.
Maybe Roy Jones, Holyfield, and Briggs Tyson.
I mean,
cruiserweight. Holyfield's a cruiserweight originally.
True. If we see Mr. Briggs on that card, I think everybody be happy with that.
Yeah.
Especially the press conference. I love to see that.
Oh, man.
I love to see his energy.
He's the modern day Clubber Lang.
Right.
Yes, Clubber Lang.
That's it, yeah.
And I did appreciate Clubber Lang in the Rocky films.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely one of the best ones in my opinion. Clubber Lang. Shout out Mr. Shannon Briggs, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, we also have other news, which is good for us. We're for Long Island, New York. And June 12th, ESPN Top Rank, the return of Shakur Stevenson in New York City. I'm assuming it's going to be at either the Hulu Theater or Madison Square Garden.
Even if I have knee surgery back then, I'm getting my crutches and I'm coming to the Garden.
I think right. I think everybody's excited. As you see, smile on my face. I'm happy to hear New York City and boxing in the same sentence. So I'm excited.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
Right. So it looks like as of right now, his opponent looks to be Jeremiah Nakatila, and he's the favorite to get the Shakur Stevenson fight. I do not know much about his opponent, but I'm just excited for New York City to get boxing back.
I agree. I can't wait to start going to these cards, man.
Definitely. So this looks like the first card. Also, if everything goes well with Edgar Berlanga on April 24th in Florida, he looks to be the co-main event, and I'm hearing a big step up for him come that night at the co-main event. So obviously Edgar's got to come out successful and uninjured April 24th. But April 17th. But
extend that one round knockout.
Right. He looks to be 17-0 coming April. Hopefully it works out and we see him in June.
Yeah.
They're going to rush that man to light heavyweight. Please believe it. 2 years from now, they're going to push that man to light heavyweight.
Well, I think
better be Berlanga. That's probably something we're going to see.
Right, it's possibly. I think the sky's the limit for him. And with more news about this card, AB Boxing News will definitely give you more information. So everyone, stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm just also in the works for summer. Lomachenko versus Nakatani. So I'm hearing a date. I'm hearing a July return. Sometime in July, we're here in Top Rank on ESPN. Lomachenko makes his return from his loss to Lopez, and Nakatani had one of the best knockouts against Puerto Rican Verdeja.
Felix Verdero, yes.
Felix Verdero. So I think this is a great fight, and I'm here in July. So if
Mhm.
it's true and everything comes to work, I think Top Rank's going to do a nice June, July, August, and I think that fight could be in New York City too.
I don't think Lomachenko can hurt him. I think Lomachenko has a close fight. It might be a close split decision on UD, but I have a feeling he's going to go down to 130. I would love to see him and Tevin Farmer have a fight. That'll be something that he can have a good fight with.
Definitely, and we'll see. Time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends our podcast show. Barca Hoops Radio presents AB Box News Podcast Show. Everybody,
Have a
last
good night,
words?
everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
See you.
See you, everyone. Till next week. Take care.